All right, this is Obeid on behalf of Electronics, and in this video, we'll be talking about concepts such as marginal cost and average cost. Okay, so whenever you have production and you need to figure out your factor payments, as we talked about in the last video, or the cost of production, okay, you will need to know your marginal and your average cost. Okay, so your average cost, okay, so this has to do with total number of units number of units produced, total number of units produced, manufactured, divide by, okay, your total number of workers. So total workers. All right, so this is your average cost. Now your marginal cost on the other side, which is MC. MC has to do with change. So this is change in output or number of units produced. Divide by change in your workforce. Okay, so change in number of workers. So say for example, okay, you hire workers, okay, you start off with one, and then you add an additional worker. So let's say two workers. And then as time goes by, your need of workers goes up as a result of which you hire another worker. So now you have three workers. When you hired the first worker, your output was 22 units. When you hired the second worker, your output was 35 units overall. And when you hired the third worker, your output went up to 45 units. This is number of units produced. Now, if you were to figure out the average cost, this is AC, which is total number of units produced. So I say 22 divided by number of workers, which is one in this case. So this will be 22. Okay, over here you have 35 plus 22 divided by 2. So this will be 28 and a half. Over here you have 45 plus 35 plus 22 units altogether, divided by 3. So this will be 34. So notice your average cost goes up, okay, as your workforce, okay, is enlarged, okay, becomes bigger. So your average cost goes up as you hire an additional worker. And when it comes to your marginal cost, which has to do with change in output divided by change in workers, okay, your marginal cost will be 22 to start off with. And then as you hire more workers, let's say you hire an additional worker, your marginal cost will go up to 13. All right, and over here you have 10. So your marginal cost is 10 when you have three workers. Now, if you were to graph this, okay, your average cost, okay, will look something like this. All right, just like your supply curve. Okay, however, your marginal cost, okay, which has to do with law of diminishing marginal returns, law of diminishing marginal utility, law of diminishing marginal product. Okay, this one will look something like this. As it hits a peak, starts having a downward slope. All right, so this is basically how you work out your average cost and your marginal cost. On behalf of Electronics, this is Obey. Have yourself a great day.